Hello, fight fans. Thanks for joining us. I am Michael Woods. We are at Webster Hall in New York City. You can expect a night of high-grade professional boxing. And we are going to look at a bunch of cruiserweights in the main event. Junior Wright out of Chicago is fighting Rayford Johnson, the tough Texan. I'm joined here by Nirmal Lorik. Nirmal, tell us what you expect in that main event.
I think Junior Wright is going to have a great night tonight. I think he's going to stop Rayford Johnson. I think it's an excellent fight for New York City. Wright is a great fighter. He throws a lot of cumulative punches, and he's going to be victorious tonight.
Good stuff. We have a full complement of an undercard on this Star of David promotion put together by Dimitri Salita. So I do ask that you get your favorite beverage, your snack of choice, you buckle up, and guess what? We're ready to rock and roll.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, 4 rounds of boxing scheduled in the welterweight division. Introducing first, to my right, he's fighting out of the blue corner. He wears solid black. He's weighing at 145.2 pounds. His professional record, 1 victory, 1 defeat, and 1 draw. From Brooklyn, New York, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Emilio Salas. His opponent across the ring fighting out of the red corner. He also wears black trunks. He weighed in at a ready 145.6 pounds. His professional record, 5 victories, only 1 defeat. He has 4 wins coming by way of knockout. From Newburgh, New York, ladies and gentlemen, Stringer Trayshawn Wiggins.
We went over the instruction, you know, go clean fight. We remind you to protect yourself all the whole time, and obey my commands all the time. Let's go.
The guy who's from Russia, so he has some kind of pedigree of boxing.
Wiggins comes out, you see in that lefty stance, bang, getting right to the jab. You gotta like that.
Wiggins is pulling out with his head up. You need the jab and keep his head down.
Now it is winter outside, and it feels like winter outside, and this joint, pretty cold in the dressing rooms too. I saw some of the guys not warmed up real well. These guys both have a sweat. You like to see that coming in.
Yeah. You want to be sweaty when you get in that ring because it's very cold and you're standing there for like 5 to 10 minutes to get in the ring, and it's very cold downstairs also.
Ilias looks like he can slip a punch okay. The man looks tutored. He doesn't look too green. Looks like he's had a good amount of amateur experience.
Wiggins keep going back to that left hand, and he just set it up with his jab.
You will see Wiggins sometimes lead with the left hand. His hand speed is such that he can get away with it. Pops a couple different kind of jabs, hard punch through jab, and also sort of a range finder and keep the other guy away from him.
He's still a progress, you know, work in progress and work, and I think he's coming along, but he's got to learn to sit down on his punches like he just did, and he also got to not lay there and get hit after he punches.
You want to see a lot of movement from Wiggins. You want to see him sliding, moving laterally.
Yes. When he's coming out, he got to go a little lower. He's coming straight up in the air. Nice hook. He should have turned out that corner.
The Russian is trying to take it to him. He is the aggressive sort, come forward sort.
I think that's tailor-made for Wiggins, you know? Wiggins is trying to set it up, a knockout punch. He needs the box. If he double jab and throw a straight left hand, I think he would catch him all night.
I have a little intel on Wiggins, something probably no one knows. And Ilias could have taken advantage of it. He's deathly afraid of spiders. What if Ilias came to the ring and said his nickname was the Spider? That might have been good for something, Nirmal.
I think the ring is big enough for him to run from the spider.
And a sharp hook.
Sharp
right hook.
take him out.
He's up quickly. He's taking it down now.
Wiggins did a good smart thing. He stepped to the corner and waited. Now he's going to go right after him.
The right hook hurt him him a little bit. Let's see if he can finish now. Wiggins right at him. Nice punching. Clean blows. Mouthpiece almost coming out on Elias. Ref taking a hard look.
I think the ref is going to stop it. He got to step in at this point.
That's it.
When he punches through, he's going to get him here.
That's right. Knockout. Sean Wiggins, Newburgh, New York.
He set it up beautifully and finished it beautifully. I think the referee stopped it in the perfect timing.
Ladies and gentlemen, the official time of the stoppage, 2 minutes and 46 seconds of the very first round. Your winner by TKO from Newburgh, New York, Trigger Sean Wiggins.
Hola, me llamo Ytalo Perea, tengo 21 años, soy un boxeador profesional. Soy ecuatoriano, soy de la ciudad de Guayaquil. La vida ya es completamente, para mí, linda. Vivimos en un clima caliente. La vida ya es vive y deja de vivir a los demás. Me crié en un barrio conflictivo donde el más fuerte sobrevivía. Toda mi vida me mantuve peleando. El cual fue una pelea en la que nos dimos muy fuerte, en la que usamos piedras, palos y fue una pelea que me marcó, y desde ese entonces empecé a practicar el boxeo porque no iba a permitir que nadie me respondiera de igual a igual. Ese muchacho me respondió igual a igual y entonces ese fue el cambio para mí, poder boxear. Han sido de todo el mundo y de toda la vida, creo yo, Muhammad Ali y Mike Tyson. Por la fuerza que tiene en una pelea, entra a demoler y a terminar el combate cuando se tenga que acabar. Puño fuerte. Intento, como dice el entrenador, pasar el puño, traspasar el puño de su cuerpo.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to Webster Hall here in beautiful New York City for the Brooklyn Brawl. It's all being brought to you courtesy of Dimitri Salidas, star of David Promotions. Sponsored by Infinite Leasing, Fight Factory Gym, Les Bouchons Restaurant, OpeningRound.com, and Diamante's Brooklyn Cigar Lounge. All bouts sanctioned by the New York State Athletic Commission, Chairperson Melvina Lathan, Executive Director David Berlin. Deputy Commissioners Robert Orlando and Keith Sullivan. Chief Inspector George Ward. Your timekeeper tonight, Yvonne Williams. Chief Medical Officer Dr. Barry Jordan. Physicians ringside, Dr. Avery Brown, Dr. Stephen Gelfman, and Dr. Richard Weinstein. And now, ladies and gentlemen, 4 rounds of boxing scheduled in the heavyweight division. Introducing first, Fighting out of the blue corner, he wears the red, white, and blue, the bandera de Puerto Rico. He weighed in at 207.2 pounds. His professional record, 1 win against 1 defeat. De Aguadilla, Puerto Rico. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Emilio Salas. And his opponent across the ring fighting out of the red corner. He wears white with black trim. He weighed in at 237.8 pounds. His professional record, 5 victories, only 1 defeat. He has 3 wins coming by way of knockout. De Guayaquil, Ecuador, damas y caballeros, presentando Ytalo Perea.
Nice little stare down we got going here in this heavyweight attraction. Ytalo Perea and Emilio Salas. Intensity on the Puerto Rican. What do you know about him?
Perea is a gold medalist in the Pan American Games, the big puncher. They talk highly. I think he's a little excited for the heavyweight division. He's got quick hands. For 230 pounds, he's got a lot of hand speed.
Right. In against the lefty, nothing he hasn't seen before, man. A lot of amateur experience, nothing he hasn't seen before.
Well, he fought around the world. He's been in there, so he's a big, strong kid. You know, he's 21 years old.
Right.
I don't think if I was Emilio, I'll stay in front of him, you know?
Salas has some power. They say every heavyweight has some power, but some actually don't have too much. Salas has a little pop. Perea gotta watch out.
But
Can't just come in and steamroll. He has 1 loss. It's not as if he has Teflon for a
big
chin.
things from Perea, though. I think he's a kid. He needs to. You can see he needs to work on a little more conditioning. He just got here from Ecuador a week ago, so you know the weather and everything that changes over. He's got to get immune to it. And the training habits are different. It's not easy training in the cold. You know, there's a big difference in weather.
And you see immediately, work in progress.
Yes. I think he should be going to the body right now instead of trying to knock him out of the head. It would be beautiful. It's always a good knockout when you go to the head, but when you go to the body and work to cut the tree down.
All right, he has Salas on the ropes, doing some work.
Yes. Perea need to take a copy off of Gary Burgett's book and start going to the body like he did. That was a fight. That's the way he needs to go down there and get dirty. But I think he has a lot of talent. You can see he's waiting patiently. See that? He's a big 230.
Perea has game-changing power.
Yes. He needs to run.
But he's Kelly Green, man. He's still a little bit Kelly Green.
Yep.
He could be called Irish Ytalo Perea because he's a little bit green. Work in progress still.
Yes.
That's my quick assessment. Round 1 there.
He's a young man. He looks like he's, like I say, he has quick hands for a heavyweight.
Right.
You saw
it there.
But he's getting hurt. Emilio's hurting him with some of them punches.
Right.
You know. I think he needs to learn to tighten up though. He's gonna be a heavyweight.
Clipped him with the left hook there.
Sure did. He stopped him on the tracks. That's how hard Perea could hit.
Salas aggressive, coming forward, not being put off by the heavy hands of Perea.
Perea needs to bend his knees more. He's punching too straight up. He's a small guy. He needs to bend them knees and almost like a Mike Tyson. You know, he has that legs. He has big legs.
Right.
Needs to turn it over.
Thick calves. Yeah, and you do absolutely see the Now, he was working with our man Tommy Gallagher there for a while. Tommy is one of the consummate characters in the game. Queens-based gentleman. He doesn't speak Spanish. So was there maybe I think maybe there was a little bit of frustration. Tommy don't tolerate any foolishness, right? If he senses a guy not a big fan of road work or whatever, you know, he's gonna let you know. Perea out for round 2 against Salas. Salas left-hander coming out immediately with a jab and a 1-2. Salas popping the jab.
I think the more rounds Perea goes is better for him. This way he could go home
Just
and
get
look
the
and
work
learn.
in.
Yes.
One thing I'm interested in seeing how he improves over the years is the footwork. Nurmalorik. And
Perea tags him with a right hand. Clean on Perea. Salas tagged him clean with a right hand.
I think Pereira fights when he's hurt. He fights back when he gets hit, which is a sign of a dangerous fighter. But he also has to let his hands go. Body work. He needs to go to the body.
This ain't a squash match here.
No, it's not. These guys are really laying it, man. These heavyweights really, they punish each other. We saw another heavyweight fight the other night with Wilder and Stavern. Wow, that was a fight.
Perea, heard you, Nurmagomedov. Left hand to the body there. Going to keep a close eye on his stamina.
Yeah, we will.
Because he's having to work hard in this round.
Yes. That's the thing about Emilio. If he makes him work, you get him tired. He's the bigger guy. Salas is a kind of guy that, he's a very tricky guy. He's not a bad guy. He's not a bad fighter.
No, he's not.
And coming from Puerto Rico, that is a pedigree of fighting from that.
That's right. 1-1 record, but absolutely his stance, the way he puts his punches together tells me that he has some good amount of amateur experience.
Exactly.
And he has Perea caught on the ropes here, and he's doing some nice work.
His last fight, he upset a guy with a decent record, 3-0, 2-0.
Absolutely, a more than competent jab there. Fine forehand on that jab from Salas.
Pereira is getting a little winded, but he's got that jab. He's got a quick jab.
Absolutely.
But he has to go to the body with a guy like this. You can't make him stand straight up. See? He's coming off. He's losing the firepower to his punches.
When you see a Perea dropping the hands like that, it got to make you cringe as a trainer who likes guys who have the basics down.
Exactly.
Right. Got to make you cringe.
But, he's coming off from the amateurs where he has a lot of fights, and that's the way the amateurs fight. So he has to make a lot of adjustment in the gym.
And that's what we're going to see in these cards here. A lot of works in progress.
Yes. I like him, though. I think he has a lot of power. He just has to get in better shape.
Can you talk to our viewers also a little bit about footwork and balance and squaring up?
Balance has a lot to do with, working hard in the gym, bending your knees. You said Pereira, he's very loose. He's very elusive for a heavyweight, Throws a lot of punches. Right now he's playing. He shouldn't be playing with this guy because this guy has some power. He has some pop to his punches.
That's the thing. You want to see a guy have fun.
It's a 1-round-1. He fooled around in that round, and now he's going to the third round. He took a little smoke off his punches. He didn't
want to be rude.
But we should.
No, I don't. We should be. Yeah, right.
No.
But we don't know this guy. Ready to rock and roll. Perea not yet up off his stool. What does that tell you? We shall see if it tells us anything. Starting round 3 here at Webster Hall.
Like I said, I think he came from Ecuador almost a week and a half ago. And, the climate has a lot to do with this. He didn't probably get a lot of time to train for this fight. So I guess this is a learning experience for him again.
Remains to be seen if he's going to learn a nasty lesson and have to absorb a loss, or he can kind of learn a happy lesson.
You're absolutely right.
Really remains to be seen here. This one is up in the air. Salas, not a bum, not in the least.
Salas shouldn't stay there in front of a big guy like that. I don't care how much you can fight with a guy 230 and you 207. He's going to put a little hurt on you, too.
That's right. There is a big weight differential,
Yes.
237 to 207. Salas surprised me, though. He's long and tall. I would have guessed he was more than 207, actually.
Salas is doing something I don't like fighters doing.
What's that?
He's doing the rope-a-dope, putting his hands up with a guy 230, 240, and taking unnecessary punches when he can make him miss that same punch by moving his head 1 inch to the left or the right. See, there you go. He's trying
A little bit too brave for his own good, you think?
Yes.
Okay.
See?
And he is eating clean shots, hard shots on the ropes. Then he slides off, and he backs up Perea.
Yeah. He's a smart guy. I mean, he's taking unnecessary punches. So is Pereira. Pereira don't need to be laying on him. He need to be aggressive, push him back. There you go, to the body. No one punch. No one punch ain't going to do it.
As of right now,
Pereira is very tired right now.
As of right now,
But
we see this as a 4-rounder, and that's very interesting. That could benefit Salas more, Perea more, we're not sure. Perea looks to be possibly a little bit deficient in the stamina department. So if this was a 6 or what have you, then Salas might have a better chance of winning.
I think Pereira is making the round interesting because he's throwing the harder punches, and he's landing.
Right.
He just got hit with a beautiful. Whoa! See? That's what I'm
Sharp
talking
left
about.
hook
Yep.
from Perea landed
Yes.
on Salas.
Perea just turned the fight around with that hook. You know?
And his legs are not quite
It's
right
not.
still.
This is where
for
if he was in
Salas.
better shape, he would have been able to finish this guy. He's a smart kid. He knows what he's doing. And we spoke about it earlier. Salas is taking punches where all he has to do is slip the punch.
And we also spoke about it earlier, a fighter knowing when his foe is hurt. I'm not certain that Perea really picked up on it. Or maybe he was just too tired to capitalize.
Probably was.
Salas is hurt. He was buzzed, but he's still coming forward. He doesn't want to send that message that
he's got his legs back in it. I don't know if he got his scruples back in it. But he's taking unnecessary punches.
Left hand.
Unnecessary hits. Came to fight. He didn't come here to lay down. And Perea is getting a good work out here. I think he's winning the fight. I think the corner is telling him to move his head. He needs to move his head a little bit.
Don't be so brave this round, kid. Asked him his prediction for the fight, and he said, in Spanish and translated, happy dancing war. Has this been a happy dancing war? To me, it has been, Normal Lord.
It's a beautiful. I love this fight. I think this is one of the better fights tonight. We had two great fights before this, and this one is leading up to be another one.
Perea does throw a wide left hook, but he got quick hands and he can land it.
His hand speed is very good. He's a big guy with his
Absolutely above average hand speed for a heavyweight.
Oh, yeah. Thinking if he bends his knees, there you go, just like that. Bend his knees and come up with a hook. See, he's lame. He still has a lot of amateur in him, you know, pulling with the jab instead of sticking a hard jab in there.
Salas is making Perea turn, moving more this round. That's what his corner told him. Thing is, can he keep it up the whole round? Or eventually, does he get stationary and does he get tagged?
That's the thing. Young fighters need to know they got to do their work, you know, and this is a lesson right here for him. Go back home and do running. You need to run because he can fight. It's not like he can't fight. He's throwing good punches. You need to turn a little more with his punches. You need to look at tapes like guys like Mike Weaver, Tyson. You know, these are the kind of fighters he gonna be like. Joe Frazier.
So you got to watch some tapes of the classic hits.
Yes.
That's what you're saying.
I like him. I think he's a very quick-handed fighter for a little guy.
Right.
And it's just like we said again, it's a lot of work in progress.
Backing up Salas. Salas with the back to the corner. Now holding on and hugging. It's a 4-rounder, but it probably feels like they fought 8, bro.
Yes. Salas should jump right back on him every time he step back. Salas is a smart fighter. But he's staying there. You don't want to get hit with none of those. You know?
Now, Perea is pressing the issue in the 4th round, still working harder than maybe you would have thought coming in, because the word on him is maybe lacking a little bit in the road work and what have you, but pretty decent stamina for round 4 in such a busy fight. I'm not unimpressed.
No, I think he's a good fighter. Here you go.
And
he still has some left.
Both hands landing there.
Yep. He's very slick. He's not a dumb fighter. He's a very smart guy in there. But you gotta let his hands go.
Now Perea clowning a little bit.
Yes. He's not. Yeah, this is not time to clown.
No, his trunks do not say sponsored by Barnum and Bailey. Stop clowning around.
Yeah, you gotta get in there and let it go.
But I mean, come on, who am I to say? The man's having some fun in there. I don't know.
Yeah, but not in a fight like this. This guy here, Salas gave him all he could handle.
He might have lost out on the opportunity to close the show with that clowning.
After 4 rounds of action, we go to the judges' score totals. Frank Lombardi, 39-37 for Perea. James Pierce, 39-37 for Salas. And Matt Ruggiero scores this bout 38-38. We have a split draw. Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner. He was black with red trim. He weighed in at 198.8 pounds. His professional record, 10 victories, 17 defeats. He has 5 wins coming by way of knockout. From Austin, Texas, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Rayford Johnson. This opponent across the ring fighting out of the red corner. He wears silver with black trim. He weighed in at already 199.2 pounds. His professional record, 12 victories, no defeats. He has 1 draw and 10 wins coming by way of knockout. From Chicago, Illinois, ladies and gentlemen, Junior Hurricane Wright. Wright.
Obey my commands at all times and protect yourselves at all times. That's right.
Is a big old nuttin'. No way. He gonna bring it. He gonna be in Junior's face. Don't know how long it's gonna go. Don't know if it's gonna go the distance because Johnson can get stopped out. Nurmagomedov, what's gonna happen in this cruiserweight attraction?
Johnson is a kind of a guy, he comes in the fight. His last 2 fights has been wins over like guys who has winning records. Junior Wright is the guy that comes in shape. He's ready to go 10 rounds. Well, last fight, like you say, he had a fight of the year, and if people really looked at it or saw it, nationally wide, that as it's supposed to be, that fight was great. Bujab got that broken jaw in that fight, as we recall. And I thought it was a draw. I thought it was a good, well-deserved draw. People had, either way, they could have went by 1 point, but I thought it was good for both guys' career.
Rayford Johnson, and watching tape of him, I did notice that I do believe Junior can take advantage of the fact that Rayford drops his hands a lot.
But you know what? As you look at it, Rayford, he bends his knees, and Wright is one of the guys that he fights straight up. If he bends his knees and go down, I think he'll reach him.
Junior Wright absolutely is a slick boxer. I see everything from him. I see feints. I see him setting up a foe. I see him setting traps. I see him being able to work inside and outside. And I see him also eating a right hand right there.
Because he's staying straight up. Although he's being slick and slipping to the side, he's not bending his knees.
Nurmagomedov talks about
bending the knees.
Bending knees a lot.
Because you know what? Bending your knees half an inch is a whole lot in boxing. You can make a fighter slip.
Right.
And Junior has a longer reach. He's the bigger guy.
Right.
There you go. He's having Johnson reach at him. All he has to do is turn the right hand over. So you make a guy like Johnson miss, he's gonna make you pay. He's come forward.
You say he's trouble busting in from out of state, Austin, Texas. Is that what you're saying? He's trouble busting in from out of state. Junior Wright, Chicagoan. Honorary New Yorker, we have him here so often, but he's a Chicagoan.
And he's dedicated to this fight for the New York Police Department.
That's right.
Where we had 2 officers got shot. I mean, Junior is his trainer, manager is an ex-cop, so he has a lot of heart into the police department from Chicago. He knows it's a dangerous city, and he's paid his tribute to these officers tonight.
Rayford Johnson will explode in you with a left hook out of nowhere. You absolutely have to be mindful on the kid. Don't be disturbed by the fact that he's 10-17 record. You got to respect the possibility of what he can do for you, but he has been stopped 5 times, so it's not as if Junior Wright is up and against an impregnable defense, shall we say.
They probably gave it to Junior, but Rayford did more of the punches, cleaner punches. He's a shorter guy, but he's throwing them, he's going down and coming up with punches.
Question for you, Nurmagomedov. Junior Wright from the George Foreman School of not using the stool in between rounds.
This round is going to tell right here.
This is a key round? Round 2 is, okay.
This is going to dictate to both guys.
Is Rayford Johnson the bug, or he going to squash Junior Wright? We shall see.
See, that's the thing about Junior. Junior stands straight up and let him run into him instead of taking a step back and turn the right hand over, especially with a shorter guy. You really can't reach Junior if you take a step back.
Both men landed there,
yes.
Nurmagomedov. Double shot and a hard left hook.
Go.
Junior Wright found a home for the left hook on Rayford Johnson twice. Solid concussive blows that I heard, and I felt the vibration from here at ringside. Rayford Johnson absolutely knows now that Junior Wright has power if he didn't know before here in round 2, sir.
Wow. I think Junior could really set up his jab with a straight right hand would keep Rayford right there on the ropes.
Junior Wright hopping right on him, and again, found a home for that left hook. Same thing we saw in the Bouillage fight, man.
Junior is a conditioned fighter. Wright comes in shape. He can fight for 10 rounds. You don't run out of gas.
Rayford's corner telling him, get out of there, get out of there. He's not spinning out.
Johnson corner has to look at it, and the referee had to look at it. They should stop this fight, though.
We're real close.
Is really getting hurt.
We're real close, real close.
2 more punches, the referee's stepping.
That's it,
Beautiful,
game
beautiful.
over.
I think the referee did a good job by stopping. He
Bug
was just about to open up
on the windshield.
Rayford. This is the fight I've been waiting to see. I mean, we saw a lot of potential in Wright.
Your winner by TKO and still undefeated from Chicago, Illinois, Junior Hurricane Wright. All right, fight fans, we are set to go with the main event of the evening. 8 rounds of boxing scheduled for the vacant WBU Featherweight America's Championship. And now, ladies and gentlemen, from the 4 corners of this ring here in New York City to the 4 corners of the world, the fight starts now. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, he wears red with white and black trim. He weighed in at 123.4 pounds. Professional record, 9 victories, 12 defeats, 1 draw. He has 6 wins coming by way of knockout. From Minneapolis, Minnesota, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Antoine Little Superman Robertson. And his opponent across the ring fighting out of the red corner. He wears white with black trim. He weighed in at a ready 125.4 pounds. His professional record, 15 victories, 7 defeats. He has 2 draws and 6 wins coming by way of knockout. From Cecchine, Italy, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Floriano L'Italiano Pagliara.
Protect yourself all times. Touch gloves. Good luck.
And these guys are matched evenly. You're going to see who won it more.
Start of round 1. Pagliara is so popular, one of the most popular boxers in New York City. Italian immigrant. Or I should say, he's here on a work visa.
You know, so he fights often. He fought about a month ago, and he was winning the fight. Ended up to be lost the fight. I don't know how he did that, but it was a very tough fight. He's back again today, and this is a good fight for him. I think this is where it's going to tell him where his career goes from here.
Now check it out. Robertson from Minnesota. They're not maybe known for their trash talking here as compared to New York, right? At the weigh-in yesterday, he whispered to Pagliara, he said, I'm going to F you up. And so Pagliara, just one of the nicest guys you'll ever meet, kind of taken aback by it, kind of like, hello, what? And so Rich Commissar, who advises him, took him aside afterwards, and he's like, you know, you're allowed to be nasty when someone is like such a dick to you. Yeah, you're allowed to be nasty. It just really ain't his way. It's just a nice dude.
You know, I train fighters
right.
where some are outspoken or some are not.
Right.
But if you would do that to some of the guys I train, they would take it and suck it up and be like, I want to beat you.
Right.
And then the next day they would take it out and use the ring.
Right.
So he has an opportunity here tonight. And Rich, and I know Rich Commissar because he's been, I know Richie since he was young.
Right.
And I know Richie's going to advise him. He came from a boxing family from him and his father. But he would advise him. If he take this out here today and say, you know what, this guy disrespected you yesterday, you disrespect him tonight.
Right. I will tell you that the stakes are enormous for Pagliara tonight. I got word that if he wins, his ability to stay here for longer can be that much better. Because, you know, you get a work visa and then you try to get that into basically stay here indefinitely kind of scenario.
Yes.
And your path can be smooth if you're really taking care of business here. So if it win here, you got a little title here. This is WBU America's Championship. No, it's not WBC, WA, IBF or whatever. But listen, title's a title. I don't sneer at any of them, you know.
The WBU has been around for a minute. You know, it's a good title.
Right.
I mean, all titles are good. I don't
Right.
know how people say it's too many titles.
Wow.
But without a title, you're not making no money.
That's right. That's
So,
right.
You know, winning a title gets you closer to a world title fight, or, you know, being one of the top guys in the business.
Nurmagomedov, tell us what Pagliara has to do continuing in this round and then moving forward to win this fight based on what you've seen so far from Robertson, what Robertson brings to the table.
Robertson is more like a laid-back counter-puncher. I think he's waiting for one mistake to counter-punch and try to hurt him, which I don't see coming because the reach and the length, if he keeps him away all night, he could just outbox him and win a title.
Pagliara, hang on message. Nice first round for Floriano.
You're absolutely right. I mean, if Floriano stays like that for the rest of the night, a lot of years in this business, and you respect guys like that. You know, I give a lot of respect to them.
Boxing lifer is Tommy Gallagher.
Yes.
Floriano Pagliara coming out for round two. Once again, smart with the jab. Sticking to it. Nice solid 1-2 from Pagliara there. He looks sharp tonight, does he not? We've seen him sharp and we've seen him not as sharp. Look sharp tonight, yes?
Them two punches alone there, I think he's going to win this fight tonight.
Right.
I see a difference in his he's a wake-up call. I mean, his title is at stake. His work visa is at stake. You know, staying in the country and really progressing to become a world champion.
Earlier we talked about some of those behind the scenes things that people don't always know about. Little one with Pagliara. About 5 days ago, he was a little bit overweight. And you know what? He landed a nice right hand with Robertson backing out there.
Well, he's a big guy for 125 pounds.
Right. So he was about 138, about 5 days or so ago. And so Rich Commissar said, well, what are you eating, man? He said, well, I'm eating a lot of fruit. Oh, a lot of fruit, really? A lot of fruit, fruit juice and what have you? And there's a lot of sugar in that.
Yes.
So over the next couple of days, he cut out the fruits, and guess what? The weight just came off like that. He was on weight a couple days before. That could explain why he's, in a sharper mode than we've seen him at some other points. So you live, you learn, you pick up these little things from these lifers along the way, and it can make a world of difference, man.
Well, he's around people that cares about him. You know, I know Richie Commissar, Tommy. You know, these guys been around the game, and they really take a liking to him. Personally, I know they like him, and I think they're doing a good job with him.
And they see boxing often as a boxing family.
Yes.
Tight community, like family. You know what? Pagliara's punches are popping tonight. I'm hearing him more than I have
he's
before.
Stronger, bigger
Yeah,
guy tonight, and,
yeah.
He's showing it.
We talk about imposing your will on someone, physically and mentally. I see him doing both so far. He's backing Robertson up.
Nice jab. He's working his jab up to the head and down to the body, and he's setting up the hook. See? Good job.
Putting punches together as well. Combinations, jab, low and high. Balance is on tonight. I'm
impressed.
I'm hella impressed too, man.
Did a great job.
Yeah. So far, so good. We don't want to jinx, of course, but Robertson coming in from Minnesota and saying, I'm not liking New York City so much. This Italian kid is brings some stuff to the table here that I'm having trouble dealing with.
He looks like he ate a lot of pasta today. He has a lot of energy. He's stepping it up. And I think he's a good fighter. I think he has a basic down pat. He has to stop backpedaling and go forward.
Pagliara taking the first couple on my scorecard against Antoine Robertson out of Minneapolis.
I have Floriano 2 rounds up. I think he's winning the fight. Nice
Pagliara
by
coming
Floriano.
from underneath
Yes.
there with that. Another addition to the arsenal. I often see people adding uppercuts to the arsenal in round 3 and later. It's like if you guys got a playbook or something that says, all right, only start uppercuts in round 3 or later,
Well, you know,
We start out with some basics, and then we're going to show you something else as the fight moves forward.
Uppercut is a punch that leaves you wide open for a hook or counter.
Right.
So you want to make sure your body's warmed up and you know you can take that punch because a blind punch is coming.
All right.
The counter to a right uppercut is a left hook. So it's a counter to the other person. Floriano looks very physically stronger. He looks, like he's into the fight. He's tuned in.
Nothing wide coming from him too. Tight shots.
Straight punches down. I guess he learned from his last fight.
Right.
Last fight he didn't look. He was in spurts where he looked good, and then he resort back to keeping himself wide open.
He's simply backing Robertson up in his
Robertson
face.
eats a lot of punches.
Robertson clowning a little bit, sticking the tongue out, saying, nah, boo-boo.
If I was Robertson at this point, I would try to stay inside and punch, counter punch, and try to get Floriano off a little bit. But he has Floriano coming forward, lead and do whatever he wants to do.
Yeah, I haven't. If there has been an adaptation from Robertson, I haven't picked up on it yet, man.
No, Robertson hasn't adapted to this fight yet.
No.
I think he underestimated Floriano. Maybe he saw his last fight, but fight to fight, you can look different.
Right.
I think Floriano is focused. He's locked his eyes in. He's ready to,
He's fighting like a man possessed with a different level of self-discipline, and
he also has a big supporter, Paulie Malignaggi. I think that's one of his close friends, and he's here cheering him on. I think he's listening to him, and
backing Robertson up into corner is Pagliaro.
I like the way Floriano is fighting. He's putting it together. He's moving left. He's moving to the right. He's cutting the ring. He's doing everything right tonight.
And he's punching while he's moving, which isn't easy to do.
Oh, that's
at
difficult.
all.
That's few fighters
That
can
takes
do
a
that.
lot of coordination, doesn't it?
They sure do.
A lot of guys have to be totally set before they can punch.
I agree with you 100%. But Floriano seemed to be putting it in. He's not a big punch, 3 down. So he needs to he probably averaged about 5 punches a round in the last 3 rounds, so you need to pick it up. Open up. Floriano going to have to catch him opening up, where he could catch him and hit and knock him out.
So far, the most impressive thing about him are his Superman socks, bro.
Oh, those are interesting. I didn't look at that before, but I see you paying attention there, Mr. Woods.
Yeah, very sharp eyes. Thank you very much. But you set yourself up when you're wearing any sort of Superman garb. You can't kind of be like, I don't know. I'm trying to think of a bad supervillain who never wins. On the Super Friends, none of them ever won. So, but he's fighting like the villains that always lose tonight.
He's fighting. Right now, I think he's part of the Joker's problem. He's moving around without throwing punches.
Right.
You have to throw punches to win a fight.
Right.
At least maybe you have a game plan that we don't know about. Maybe the last round he'll come on and try to win the fight or knock him out. But Floriano is really a different fighter. I saw him fight at the casino a couple months ago, and he has put it all together. And I think he's on the way to winning a belt tonight.
Placing his punches so well. You just saw him snake that right hand around the guard. Bang. So far, so good for Floriano Pagliaro from Cecchina, Italy. 15-7-2, 6 KOs a featherweight. He's been in the mix for actually some big fights against some big name guys. Felix Verdejo and some other people. I've heard him rumored. So, he keeps on winning. He might get that sort of lottery shot opportunity, and then it's up to him what you do with it. You get the scratch-off ticket, and you actually have the fate in your own hands. So,
it's guys like this who love boxing, and you wish the best for them. Who people might say overachieve or underachieve, but he's the kind of guy that comes in the gym and works hard every day.
Right.
For him to maintain 125 pounds, being almost 5'10", 5'9", whatever his height is, he's a very disciplined guy. He must love boxing, and that's what you got to respect about some guys
I talked about him being the most one of the most gentlemanly men I met in the sport at the press conference to hype the fight up the other day. This kid spoke and he said, "I don't see you as fans, I see you as family. You're family to me. And it wasn't BS at all, man. It was from the heart.
That's the way to look at boxing, you know what I
Right.
mean? It is a family, you know what I mean? These people come out night or month after month you fight or every couple months and really realize how important this is to that one fighter that draws all these people who have a magnet around them.
Right. Pagliaro, so smart with his pressure, right? You don't see him leaning in to get caught stupid with something from the Minnesota fighter. Very patient, walks him down, goes in properly with the jab. Not going to get caught with something stupid, and his hands down. So far, so good. And sweet little combo there, man. It's not to like so far, Nurmagomedov.
But he needs to come up with a game plan. I don't know.
I'm in threat of this being stopped. He's just not winning the rounds.
But
It's not like he's getting whooped.
If you get hit 20
horribly.
times
Right.
and the referee's talking in the corner, it means it comes to a point where it's like you either got to fight or, you know what, don't,
Right.
you know, get out.
Right.
You know, say, I don't want to do this. You have to throw back. I mean, Robertson average punches maybe 5 punches around. It's not, you know, so it's saying a lot.
Right.
It's not like he's doing damage to the fighter. Floriano is just that good tonight. Floriano is doing everything right tonight. I don't, you know, it's everything that he wanted to do, he's doing in the ring. He's fighting the perfect fight. He's jabbing. You know, one thing he's jabbing to the under, he's jabbing up, and then he's turning into a hook. I think at this point, Floriano can put a statement a little more. If he put a little more pressure, he's already putting the pressure. But there you go. Throw some more punches, make it a little more exciting on his behalf, and you know, the crowd is already into him. You know what I mean? If you're fighting a guy who's not throwing punches back, you're really not.
Five punches put together, bang, right there. That ain't easy to do.
No, it's not. But when
Remaining balanced after throwing 5 punches, man, not easy to do.
when nobody's punching back at you, you can throw 10 punches.
Oh, right. It's like the heavy bag. You think I'm a star in the heavy bag. Well, it's not answering you.
I think Robinson corner got to let him know. Look, if you don't start punching, I'm gonna stop this fight.
And by the way, I didn't mean to demean Robinson, but I wasn't insinuating that he was a heavy bag. However,
No, well, that's
he
what
is
he's making it
not.
seem
He's
like.
not.
You know,
He's not
he's getting hit
answering
for no
quite
reason.
right.
You know, and those are the things I get upset in the gym or
Right.
fighters. That why are you getting hit? You know, for no reason. It's either you want to fight or you don't want to fight.
I mean, are you a fighter?
Well,
Are you a fighter?
some nights are really off, you know, but if he continue taking a hit like that, he's not really getting hit hard, but,
Right.
you know, the referee going to take a look at it.
Right.
You're not punching back after 20, 30 punches. She has a right to stop the fight.
Now this place is cleared out a little bit. Some of the fans for some of the fighters have left, so you can hear a little bit better. I'm hearing those connects from Pagliaro. Absolutely. Robertson is
Pagliaro
taking
getting
punishment.
Frustrated. He's doing all the work, and nobody's punching back. So he's like, you know, your work is just dead. He just got to be careful. I don't know what Robinson game plan is, but if I don't know how hard he can punch. He haven't really throw a combination or a hard one single punch for us to really realize if he do have power. I know he have great leg movement. That's why he got the socks in his feet.
Tried to throw a Superman punch right there with a big old wind-up right hand.
He has
Missed
Superman
badly.
speed in the foot. We don't see the power. Mariano's having fun in there, but he's a little bored. Yes, he might be bored. I don't think he's tired.
Hitting round 6 here, pal. Once again, Doctor taking a hard look at Robertson from Minnesota.
And they should. You know, if you're not throwing punches back, you got your health at risk. You know, and those are some of the things that we got to look at in boxing and say, you know what? You have great foot movement, but you're not really, you know, executing your punches.
You know the phrase, keep hope alive. Hope has been DOA for Robertson almost from round 1 on. It's a hopeless cause. Seemingly. Never know when that game changer comes, but I'm not feeling the possibility of it. And his corner isn't, and the doctor isn't, and the referee isn't, and I don't think anyone here is.
Well, I think it was clear that if you don't throw punches, they're going to stop this fight. So he needs to put his foot on the gas and let it go.
Right. Robertson
two
popping a
jabs.
jab there, right? We both noticed it because it was such a rarity, sir.
Seemed like he got a pretty decent jab. Maybe he left a jab and a right hand go every so often. It might, pay dividend. Floriano should be happy. He didn't get no hits. He, go in clean, come out clean, and
Floriano unloading and Robertson actually running away from him.
sure is.
Ouch. Superman don't run, bro. Superman did run.
Superman flies sometimes.
Yeah.
I think the doctor is looking at this very carefully, and they're going to come to some kind of conclusion in the next round to stop this fight, between rounds. All Robinson has to do is throw a 1-2 and keep the fight in the in play, keep himself in the play of fight. I think Floriano is getting a workout. He's probably in the gym, just on the bag punching, and Robertson is making it very easy for him. Robinson is a good boxer with his legs. And the hands has to move. If he moves his hands as fast as he moves his feet, he'll be something.
He's a superstar of legs only.
Yes.
Hands, not so much.
Yes. I think this round here, they should go back to the corner, and the corner should either stop it or the referee. Sparkler has been in the corner quite a few times, and I think the doctor is going to step up in the next round and really stop this fight. Would you be mad if they stopped this fight, Mr. Woods?
I tend to like to let the guys finish up if they want to finish up. For pride purposes, even hopping up, you know what? He's saying, we're just going to let the kid I mean, that's like your basic request in a boxing match.
Round 7 is round 8. He has 2 rounds left to prove to these people or the crowd that I came here to fight, and I gave my best.
Right.
Or I had a game plan. I saw something in Floriano that I had to wait for the last 2 rounds.
Right.
But Floriano is not even tired. He's having fun. This is the best I've seen Floriano look. But nobody's punching back, so you really don't know, how much.
Fair to say.
Floriano put all his weakness under, and now he's working on.
Floriano cuts off the ring pretty good with little subtle foot movement.
Sure do, yes.
And he has quicker feet than I've given him credit for in the past. He can get from point A to point B pretty quick. Now, he lost the fight in Italy, and word is that they would like to have that foe there come over here and do it again. He wants to avenge that loss.
Well, he has a belt. That might be a good fight,
And guess what? He just ate a counter right hand a little bit. Landed a little bit clean.
So it's a water fly out of Floriano's
Right.
hand. So the Robinson do have some kind of little pop that, make this fight interesting if he let his hands go.
You did hear some sarcastic clapping from some of the wise guys here. Can't blame them. I mean, this is the kind of fight that I think I could send a tweet out mid-round. I'm not gonna, but I could, because it's just that kind of fight, man.
Hey, Robinson is he has something. I mean, maybe he's a guy been around boxing too long,
Right.
Reaching a point in his life or career that this is not for him no more. I mean, he didn't get hurt, but still you have to throw X amount of punches per round,
Of all the endeavors in which you shouldn't go through the motions being bored, boxing would be at the top of the list of where I think you should get the heck out if you're not fired up to do it, man.
Yeah, if you got to really have a fire for this game.
Right.
Unless you're just gonna be an opponent or just in it for the money or just that's the way you know how to make a living.
Right. Which, by the way, happens
Most of the time. Yes.
fairly frequently. Think about it. It's been your reason for being since you were 15 or 12 or 7,
Yes.
and suddenly it's not there for you anymore. Well, what? You have infinite
you
number
gotta
of vocational endeavors to latch onto. Most people don't.
But you have to also understand that there's people around you that knows better. You know, I mean, you look at a boxer, average guy like maybe Floriano and
Right.
Robertson tonight make what, $5,000?
Somewhere
If you look at
thereabouts.
an average of 5 times, you got to fight 20.
50s were far better. They are warriors. They are fighters. They are built differently than I. They know the risks.
I have had talented fighters, you know, along the way in my career. And
Right.
being a coach and, you know, let them know, this is what you want to experience, to have a dream, I'm with you. But also, you know, you have to know your limits. And
Right.
if I see him that, you know, this is not for you no more, I wouldn't be part of it.
So
I
you
let
might-
you live your dream. You know,
Right.
I think it would be something that's what you want to do. Let's go through the whole process. And when it gets to that point, you got to know it's over.
Would you be considering giving that speech to Mr. Robertson if you were his cornerman after this fight?
Of course.
Yes.
I think he looked like a good young man. I think he has a lot of charisma with boxing, but boxing don't seem like it's in him no more. Or maybe he just having an off night. I haven't seen him in the past, so I wouldn't try to judge him, you know. But like I
Right.
say, he has a lot of life in him, you know, as far as boxing, using
Right.
the legs. But maybe he should make a run for it in this round. This is the last round.
Got a couple minutes left to do it. Time's a wasting.
Fighting for a title, you know, put your best foot forward and let it hang.
Right.
I mean, some of these rounds you can score 8-10. You know,
They're that one-sided.
Yes.
Absolutely. If he wants to pull a Hail Mary, it's about time that he hails Mary and says, "Mary, come here and help me with this thing," because time is a wasting and it's almost done for Mr. Robertson.
I mean, you know, right now it's at a point where it's like a one-sided fight. Floriano has won every round. He's on cruise control. He could throw a million punches right now, and it don't seem like Robertson gonna throw anything back.
Right.
Maybe if they was punching with their legs, it'd be a more interesting fight.
Right. Pagliara finishing up 4 and 5 punch combos. Started strong, finishing strong.
Yes.
Don't want to take anything away from him. You know, his superiority here probably had a lot to do with Robertson's effort. And now Pagliara slightly frustrated, saying, "Let's give the fans some fighting here, man. This is the fight
Floriano
game."
need to just stand there, push him around, and just bang with him. Don't step back. You know, just stay on him. You know, and
Yeah, but
finish the
Robertson is a crafty survivor, and he's saying, "Come on, trade with me a little bit. All these people paid $40 or more to see this fight. Let's let them see a fight."
You know, in most cards, you don't see as much as great fights we've seen tonight.
No, correct.
You know, the Wright fight was great.
Right.
You had your Wiggins fight was good. You had your Gary Burgett fight, who
Right.
was excellent. You know, these guys are all coming out. You had Suarez, who fought earlier,
Right.
came off a good win. You had Pereira, who came off a draw, which was a great fight.
And that's it.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 8 rounds here at Webster Hall, we go to the judges' score totals. All 3 judges, Frank Lombardi, Waleska Rodan, and Nat Rogera, scored this bout identically, 80-72. All 3 for your winner. A unanimous decision, and the new WBU Featherweight America's champion, Floriano L'Italiano Pagliara.
6 years ago when I left Italy, I came in America. She couldn't come because she was studying. And she said, "I want to come with you." I said, "No, let me go. I want to go to America, try to do something good." She said, "What do you want to do?" "I want to become a champ." She said, "You want to do something good? I will try, I will do my best. Believe me, one day you're going to get married with a champ." No, it's time. That's my aunt. Because I love you so much. Because you are my chef when you need to eat. Because you are my love when you need love. Because you are everything for me. Please, you want to get married with me? That's my guy. That's over here. That's my guy. That's because I tried to live tonight. So you make my life for my life. I love you.
rock-solid night of fights here in New York City. Dimitri Salidas, star of David Promotions. Junior Wright had a stoppage win. That was exciting. And guess what? Floriano Pagliaro won his fight and then proposed to his fiance in the ring. Have you ever seen anything like that in the world?
This was something out of a wrestling movie or something. You know, this was great. I think it was a great fight. Tonight you couldn't ask for nothing better. Dimitri put on an excellent show, and Wright came through and he did what he had to do. He's one of the top contenders for a world title. And I want to say Floriano did a great job also. He became champ, and I'm really congratulations to him and his wife.
Lots of great stuff from contenders and prospects here in New York City at Webster Hall. Dimitri Salidas, star of David Promotions. Another great night of fights. We thank you for watching us. Good night.